Okay, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I am Mashiakasaurus, and tonight we are playing some Blueprints. Now, the last time we actually made it to where we could open up the mysterious room 46. We just couldn't actually get to said room. So hopefully tonight, fingers crossed, knock on wood, we will actually be able to get in there.
Scare Dash.
Apparently, I scared my cat. Alright. Playing on day 12. Continue, please. Just gotta load. Okay. Grab our 8 bits. Let's see what the outside room is today. Wabam! The hovel, the trading post, or the root cellar? We can do the trading post. We've done this once before. We don't have any items to trade. But we did solve the puzzle box that was in here. We haven't been able to do anything with the dynamite. But we're making good progress. So maybe today we'll be able to do something with the dynamite. It won't let us pick it up. I'll take the hallway for a key. Ding. And the pantry. And do we want the parlor or the hallway? Let's do the East Wing Hall. I do want that parlor though, just not here. Den, I guess. Okay. We could put a courtyard in here. We could put that parlor in. The courtyard gives us another exit though. And it gives us a net 1 gem. Man, this courtyard is in shitty shape. They should fire their gardener. Which they did. The nook, I guess. Another key. Okay, not the parlor and not the observatory, so I guess the corridor, which is a shame. Corridor is always unlocked. I prefer to use it later on. We can do the parlor now. Three gem prize. If we get this right. Or nothing if we get it wrong. This box is empty. A box with a false statement is empty. There are 2 false statements. Okay. Let's assume this is true. This box is empty. then this could be either true or false, and this could be either true or false. If this is false, then this is true. Or no, then if this is false, this one could be either true or false. And this one could be either true or false. Okay. If this one is true, then these two are false. So a box with a false statement is empty. That's false. A box with a false statement has the gems. And this one, this box is empty, is false, and it would have the gems. If this is false, then there's only one false statement, which makes this true, and this true, which means the gems would be in here. So it all hinges on whether this is true or false. If that's true, then this would have to be false. And this would have to be false. But wait, this just says a box with a false statement is empty. Like, and this box, if it's false, would make itself true. So this must be false. This must be true. And this must be true. Okay. That was a bit of a conundrum. Ooh, I like the drawing room because we can redraw our plans automatically in here. And we get our gem back. Alright, first of all, let's see what's down this way. We can put in a spare bedroom. Nothing in here, but... And then let's put the storeroom in for another key. I'd like to know how the mechanics of this house work. Before we go any further, let's backtrack. But I mean, seriously, like, it seems like engineering this would be a huge problem. With rooms that are always different. Alright. So we'll put a bedroom here. We still have this. I don't know why this remains. And the secret word, this week's solution is mantis. We solved it off camera, but we have no idea what that means. Okay, well, the library would be nice, but given the way it bends, it's kind of useless to us. The gymnasium, I can put in the gymnasium and just not enter it. No, it actually costs more in steps to go around it. Yeah, let's do security here. Beep, boop, 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 boop. Okay. Hopefully we won't run into too many high security doors. I love the old school fax machine noise that it makes when you're logging in, like a 56K modem. Remote terminal access, please. Let's use our Blackbridge connection to connect to the laboratory and run an experiment. Okay. For each bedroom you draft after your second, gain 1 key, 1 gem, or 1 die. I think I've already got 2 bedrooms because I got the spare bedroom and the other bedroom. So yeah. So from now on, any bedrooms I draft will give me something. We haven't seen the laundry room, but it's a dead end. And then we would have to go all the way back to the drawing room. I could do the dark room. Okay. Before I do anything, though, I'm going to backtrack and see if I can find the circuit breaker. Because if I can, then I can turn the lights in the dark room back on. Let's see here. Chapel is fine. I can deal with chapel. Okay, what's over here? Again, the library would be nice, but okay, experiment successful. I think we got a gem. And we got another gem. And we lost another coin. Starting to get locked doors. Yeah, let's put in the foyer. Very impressive room. We've seen it before, though. The dining room. Let's put that in. These locked doors are going to kill me. Passageway's worth it. Okay. We can put in the utility closet. Dark room on, gymnasium off. Garage can be on, key cards off. Okay. So now we can go out of the dark room normally. Ooh, the archives. Handy as it is to have a 4-corner room right there, I'm going to put in the kitchen. And do we want bacon and eggs or a club sandwich? Club sandwich gives us more steps, but bacon and eggs adds the morning room to the draft pool. And I don't know that we've got the morning room before. Screw it. Go for the steps. That's our last key, so hopefully something good. Kennel. No. Locked door. Okay. I am amazed that that is not locked. Locksmith would have been really good 2 seconds ago before I burned my last key. Ivory dye, that's really helpful. Cannot believe that that is unlocked. But that makes this unlocked too. Boudoir, we might get a key. Oh, we got a gem. Can you interact with this music box at all? No. No, 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 no. And that's locked, of course. Okay. Let's eat dinner. Porterhouse steak. Nummy nummy nums. We got to go back to the dark room and hope that the dark room doors aren't locked, because if they both are locked, we are screwed. I can go this way. It's actually better on steps. And let's set the security level to high, because the system is offline now. Okay. Well, we got the broken lever. That one's locked. That one's locked. Damn it. Okay, well, that's all she wrote, unfortunately. Let's go back to the trading post and see what we can trade this broken lever for. It's the only other thing I can think of. Maybe we can get a lockpick kit. I kind of doubt it, though. Broken lever for salt shaker. No. Okay, well, call it a day. That started promising, but we just ran out of keys. Save and continue. Boink. Okay. Starting a new day. Let's see if this one's a little better than the last one. Tool shed is always a good start. The shovel, that's very useful. The gear wrench, that's an interesting one. We haven't seen that before. What that does is when we draft a mechanical room, of which there are several, we get to permanently change how frequently that gear room shows up. For instance, the workshop. Let's set that to commonplace. Because we seem to need the workshop more than we get the workshop. Alright, we got a shovel and a sledgehammer, which unfortunately do not combine to make anything. But maybe we'll get stuff. Wind up key. Magnifying glass. The gems are in this box. The gems are in a box next to this box. The gems are in the blue box. Okay, let's assume this is true. Then this is true. And this is true. Which obviously can't be because one of them has to be false. So let's assume this is false. Then this is false. And this would have to be true, which would mean that the gems would be in here. Tricky. Yeah, we'll do the chapel. Nook for +1 key. And sledgehammer this open for a lockpick kit. Oh, that's good. Having to re-go through the chapel lot, though, that kind of sucks. We still can't make anything. We don't have... We've got part of several things, but we don't have a full something yet. None of the items we have combo into anything currently. Hallway for another +1 key. Let's do the bedroom. Oh, the sleep mask. Okay, so now whenever we enter a bedroom, we will get five steps. Ding. Okay. Let's do the library. Oh, we have a book. A Sightseer's Guide to Reddington, a modest account of our town by Sir Andrew Darrell. M. Lowry, Lord Evanson, and Babbage. Interesting. Okay. Introduction. The third largest city in Fen Aries and site of its former capital, Reddington, is synonymous with mountains, mystery, and magic. Most tourists head straight for the boardwalk and don't get much further than the botanical gardens. However, Reddington has much more to offer. Spectacular scenery, a historic castle, and a charming underground bazaar reward visitors who wish to explore further. Reddington is that type of unique, enchanting place that lingers in your mind and memories long after you leave her. An underground bazaar? Let's slide you off to the side unless we need you. The Botanical Gardens, Reddington's most popular attraction and a guaranteed crowd pleaser. The Botanical Gardens is loved by both locals and visitors for its Ageran canopy house and mausoleum, its petal-covered trails, blah, and a mind-boggling variety of flowers. This is the reason springtime is Reddington's busy season. Situated just east of town, the Botanical Gardens offer a scenic and captivating tableau of the natural countryside. A cobblestone trail meanders past over 1,000 species of tropical plants, each remarkable in its own right, yet even more stunning set against the spectacular backdrop of the Reddington Mountains. Allow yourself at least an hour to indulge in this picturesque walk, which concludes at Mainway Station. Ilex ex Meserve, a specimen of holly unique to Reddington's mountains. Interesting. Featherfall Keep. You will find sitting at the base of Mount Perma, Reddington's second highest summit, a historic site described by scholars as significantly important to the realm's past. Featherfall Keep, the former home of Lord William Epson, has until recently always been a private residence, serving as a family home to the Epsons since before the Third Era. Epson is the name of the former lady of the house here. So our family, the Sinclairs, married into the Epson family. After the death of Lord Epson, his oldest son, Lionel Epson, left the estate never to return. However, the daughter stayed, maintaining the residence and its staff until her marriage in 1951. At that point, Featherfall Keep ceased to be a family residence. It began operating as a historic house museum and tourist attraction. The estate was designated a National Historic Landmark in 1972. It is still believed by many that Featherfall was built by the first king of Orinda Aries when Reddington was still the capital. However, surface documents containing conflicting dates have recently cast some doubt on the long-standing myth. Trinsdale Lake. Close your eyes and imagine tranquil, serene stillness, rolling fogs, clear water, and gliding swans. In the midst of all that beauty sits Trinsdale Lake, one of Fen Aries' premier vacation destinations, exclusive for its more privileged citizens. The lakeside resort and cabins have been frequented by royalty and the realm's gentry for generations. However, on the southern shore of the lake, tourists are free to enjoy the views and rub elbows with the rich and famous in the 100 Bells Tea Room, which is open to the general public for lunch on Mondays and Fridays. Okay. Mount Holly. At an elevation of 11,220 feet, Mount Holly is the tallest mountain in the Reddington Range and the highest peak in the entire realm. Beyond the physical challenge itself, climbing Mount Holly Trail is a beautiful experience and one that many hikers and explorers will want to do at least once. It's only a few hours from Reddington to get to the trailhead, and you won't need any local guides or special gear if you tackle the trail during the summer season. However, those willing to give this mountain a significant amount of planning and research will be greatly rewarded, whether or not they actually summit. On the opposite side of the peak, far from the trail, rests the estate of Mount Holly, nestled between the summit's northern slope and saddle. This 80-acre, wow, that's quite a large residence there, Mountain Residence is almost as old as Reddington itself. However, unlike Featherfall Keep, the property has been completely private since the closing of the Mount Holly Schoolhouse in '66. Still, hikers will be able to appreciate the house's unique architecture at a distance from one of the trail's many north-facing overlooks. Okay. Mainway Station Bazaar. For the sentimental tourists wishing to pick up a souvenir to remember their stay, one might try braving the Mainway Station Bazaar. Braving it? What kind of dangers? Don't be too hasty. Without proper guidance, the Mainway Station can be a dangerous place. Located underground, this unique marketplace was once Reddington's central railway station in a time when the realm's trains were still in service. Now the turnstiles, footbridge, and platform have been appropriated and turned into a cavern of tents and torches. Whether you are bargain hunting, looking for adventure, or finding a memento to commemorate your visit, the Mainway Station Bazaar will be a worthy conclusion to your sightseeing adventure in Reddington. And here is a map. There's the Mainway Station Bazaar, the Botanical Gardens. Can't read that one. Turner Fork. Featherfall Keep, Mount Perma, Mount Holly, 100 Bells, Burroughs End, Angel Tower, Aries River, Tinsdale Lake. Interesting. So we are somewhere on the other side of this mountain. Okay. Well, that was very interesting. The Mechanarium is a new room, but it would be better if we had more mechanical rooms in the house before we draft it. The Rotunda is crazy expensive, but effectively has 4 doors. I'm just going to go for a secret passage. And I guess green. Yeah, the courtyard. Oh boy, a gem, a key, and a coin. Okay, before we go any further, whoop, I forgot I had the shovel. Okay. Before we go any further down this path, I want to backtrack. Actually, I wanted to backtrack this way, so I'm just an idiot. Okay, spare bedroom. It's got no wasted. Ooh, a lucky rabbit's foot. I'm a bit paranoid about running out of keys again, so let's do the garage and grab 3 keys. Do we have the... We do not have the keys for the car. That's fine. Okay. have here? Still nothing that adds up to anything. Greenhouse would be nice, but I'm gonna go with the East Wing Hall. I'll spend the gem for the observatory. It's been a while since we've hit this up. Okay, there's the Farmer's Apple, the Slice, and Diamondus Miner. Okay. Not bad. Gymnasium, I guess. Kind of sucks, but running shoes. Ooh, car keys. Yeah, we'll do the drawing room. Billiard room, that's fine. More keys. Okay. 5 plus 2 is 7. Times 2 is 14. 1 times 1 is 1. 20 plus 10 is 30. Minus 18 is 12. Divide by 6 is 2. Divide by 2 is 1. Nice. An electronic key card. Boudoir. I had to think about it for a bit. I wasn't sure if I wanted the locksmith, but we don't have enough coins to make it worth our while. I don't feel. Corridor. Yeah, we'll do the East Wing Hall. Okay. Let's do the pantry. Apples give 5 because we have the Farmer's Apple constellation today. And yeah, I guess the locksmith. Alright, so we can spend 12 coins for 3 keys or 8 coins for a special key. The last time we ran out of keys. Let's make that not happen this time if we can avoid it. And I can avoid going through the gymnasium, but it's actually less step intensive if I don't. Out of money. Still got nothing. We're close to a couple of different things, but we're just missing that extra bit. Alright, first of all, let's go to the garage. Since now we've got the car keys. Battery pack. I think the battery and the lockpick make something. No, it doesn't. Just don't have it. Just don't have the stuff we need to make things. Okay, well, if we do coat check or closet, it's end of the road, so let's do showroom. And we'll see what they've got. The Emerald Bracelet. You do not have to pay the gem cost for floor plans at 60 gold. The Master Key opens all normal doors for 80 gold. The Chronograph, you can rewind time after drawing new floor plans, and you're more likely to draw tomorrow rooms. Or the Silver Spoon, when you gain steps from eating, you gain twice as much. All of them cost way more than what we have. But I will point out that there is an achievement for buying out the showroom. So it is possible to do that. And in fact, in my personal game, I have that achievement. So I have done that. West Wing Hall, that sounds good. Okay. Spend a key. We've got the shovel, so the kennel makes sense. Oh, you good boy. And we got some money out of the deal. Okay. Let's charge over here. Yeah, I guess we're doing the pool. Okay. We've got the electronic key card, so security makes a lot of sense. And let's make that commonplace. Security is just a good room to have. There. Okay. The archives, the Chamber of Mirrors, or the passageway. I don't like any of those options, but I have to pick one. Archives, I guess. Might not be smart, but okay, the dark room, the closet, or an archive plan. Let's go with the closet. Metal detector. Now we're talking. With the metal detector and the magnifying glass, we can make one thing. And I think the metal detector and the lockpick make a different thing. I might be wrong on that. But there's actually stuff we can do. We will do that in a bit here. I guess the pump room, because it's the only one that doesn't cost anything. Make you commonplace. Unlock the doors. We have everything right where we want it to be. I guess guest bedroom. Okay. Let's do aquarium. Now note that it counts as a bedroom, so we got the extra steps. Okay. This could potentially end our run. Gotta go with the archived one, and it's the planetarium. Nuts. Well. That's okay. Country stew pie. That's worth a quick 20 steps. Let's see here. Where do I want to go? Looks like just straight down and then over. Alright. So, lockpick. Plus metal detector is the pick sound amplifier. Or the metal detector plus the magnifying glass is the burning glass. We're going to make the burning glass. Oh, wrong way. We need to get to the chapel. See, with the burning glass, we can set things on fire. Ho ho! Look at this little piggy. The keeper of tithes, the chapel's resident guardian, tasked with the sacred duty of keeping the money accumulated from chapel offerings. You can break this, and it will be permanently up now. You can break that at any time and collect all the money that it has accumulated from all of your runs. What's the outer? The outer room was the tool shed today. I don't think there's any other places where we can use the yeah, nowhere else where we can use the burning glass, unfortunately. The PIC sound amplifier is nice, but all it does is make you more likely to unlock doors. Alright, let's go to the planetarium and end our day. I think we can make it there. We've got the running shoes. They make it so that we occasionally don't spend steps when moving between rooms. Okay. Call it a day. Well, we did good. We didn't get to room 46 yet, but we did pretty good. A new room. Which one was the new room? Must have been the showroom. Showroom's items are ridiculously expensive, but they're very nice if you can get them. Especially that master key. There are other items that can show up in there too. Like the moon pendant. Okay. We haven't seen the shrine before. Although we don't really have enough money to make a decent offering. But you throw money into this and you get a blessing based on how much money you put in. We don't really have enough money to get a good blessing for very long. It'll be like for 3 days. Not bad, but I have other things I want to spend my coins on. Okay, we got the broken lever. That's literally all we've got. I don't like to draft the corridor down here on these lower levels because these levels, as far as I've seen, are always unlocked. Bit of a waste to put the hallway here, but the parlor. Let's play the parlor game, shall we? The gems are in another box. The truth is on another box. The words "another box" are on another box. Well, that's true. So one of these is false. And this is true. because that's true. So this one's false. The gems are not in another box. The gems are in this box. Awesome. Alright, let's fly back around. Spare bedroom. Oh, you shouldn't have. Actually, you should. I'm worth it. Bedroom, I guess. I really wish I knew what this was about, but as far as I can tell, nobody does. Yeah, I'll spend an early gem for the security room. And bear with me, folks, because we got to go through this rigmarole again. Confirm setting, change offline mode to unlocked, confirm setting, back, return to security menu, log into network, swan song. I love that sound. Okay, remote terminal access. We'll go for the laboratory. Experiment setup. While drafting, if you draw a drawing room floor plan, gain 1 key, 1 gem, or 1 die selected randomly. That seems good. And it really wants me to... Oh. We have 2 components that actually work together, but we need a 3rd item. Couple of coins, and I guess that's all we're gonna get. Okay. Yeah, chapel might as well. See, like I said, the piggy stays up permanently. We can smash it at any time, but once we smash it, it stays smashed. And we can never get it back. Yeah, we'll do the pantry. Yum yum banana. Hopefully we'll get something good in here. The library will get something random. We should have gotten something random because of our experiment. This is a drafting room. Do I spend 1 gem on the boiler room or no gems for the Great Hall and gamble with the 7 locked doors? I'll go for the boiler room. Take the safe bet. Activate. That's the wrong way. There. Okay. The weight room, the dark room, or the courtyard. Do the weight room for the extra exits. And what the heck, why not keep the bad luck rolling? Dark room. Okay, this counts as a drafting room, apparently. Okay. We'll do the one that costs a gem, because it's the least likely to be terrible. Okay. We kind of need either the sleeping mask or the running shoes, to be honest. Much as I'd like to get the sledgehammer. Okay. The wine cellar we haven't had, but I want to continue the power chain. So there we have the laboratory. There's no point in using the computer, and we've already fiddled with that machine. Two gems. Okay. What do you got for me? Passageway. Laundry room. Laundry room is interesting if it's powered on. So this is the laundry room. It is a dead end. Ooh, coin purse. So here, you can swap your coins for your gems for your keys, or your coins for your keys. But if it's powered, you have the additional option to do these. Steps with gems. Stars with allowance, which we have like 16 stars and 6 allowance. And swap keys for dice. Let's swap our stars for our allowance. There we go. Was that a stupid thing to do? Probably. But hey, I did it. And there's no point in the kitchen because we can't afford anything. Okay, we're running real low on steps here. Not to mention we're out of keys. So I guess storeroom for a key. And that turned out to be a good call because that door was locked. Corridor is always unlocked. We gained another gem. Looks like we gained another key. The vaults, the coat check, or the archives. I don't know if we've ever had the vault. It would end our run though, because there's no exits from it. Well, let's do the archive one and see what our luck is. Conference room. With an electronic key card. Billiard room. I'll take you for the keys. Okay. 13 plus 8 is, well, then minus 8 is going to be 13. 14 plus 8 is 22. Minus 20 is 2. Times 10 is 20. Okay, 20 times 2 is 40. Divide by 2 is 20. Divide by 4 is 5. Divide by 5 is 1. The silver key. I actually would have preferred 2 normal keys, but we'll take it. Alright, silver key, what you got? Dining room. Dang. I was hoping that it wouldn't make me go through there, but sadly it did. That weight room killed us. We did get 2 new rooms out of it though. And more importantly, we got our allowance increased a lot. Allowance is up to 16 coins. Hello, Mount Holly. Alright. What's our outside room going to be today? Tool shed or the schoolhouse? I'll go with tool shed. It's tempting to do the schoolhouse, but metal detector and watering can. Not thrilled about the watering can, but the metal detector is really, really good. See, I don't know if you've noticed, but when you have the metal detector, then you're more likely to go into a room and have it go off. Like it like spawns items. It doesn't just help you find them. This early on, we'll just do a closet. And that paid off with an electronic key card. Probably the most valuable, or one of the most valuable special keys. I want to put in that workshop, but I also want the den. And the den has more exits. Okay. Parlor game. The gems are in the black box. The gems are in the white box. Only one box displays a true statement. If this is true, then the gems are not in the white box or the black box, and they'd be in the blue box. If this is false, then the gems would be in the white box and the black box, which is not possible. So they are in the blue box. Yay! Okay. Now, let's go over here. Sure, we'll do the nursery early on. Ooh, a banana. Okay. So now we get steps every time we draft a bedroom, which is good. Not gonna draft the guest bedroom. Chapel, I guess. Conference room. It's rare to get this so early on. There's probably nothing else in here. Sometimes you will find things in there. Okay, that was a lot of extra steps. I'm doing good on steps. And let's grow us another gem. Wish I had the shovel again. We got the metal detector instead. Not that I'm complaining. Yeah, let's get the commissary going here. Where? Oh. That was almost invisible. Okay, we can get a shovel. And a set of 4 gems. And another gem on top of that. Not bad. And then that gives us another coin. Turnip for more steps. Okay. Oh yeah, we were going to lose the coin because I foolishly wanted to backtrack. Alright. Yeah, we can afford to put security in. And now we go through the whole thing. Set security level to high because we have the card. We don't need to change the offline mode. It doesn't matter because we've got the card, so we're not going to turn the high security doors off. Okay. View active terminals. There's nothing online. Connect to the laboratory. Beep boop boop boop. Experiment setup. What do we get today? Next 3 times we open a locked trunk. For each bedroom you draft after your second. How about for each bedroom you draft after your second, add 1 gold to your allowance? We're already inclined to put bedrooms in because we've got the nursery. Bedroom is tempting, but I'm going to go with the workshop. Okay. Broken lever and shovel can make something, but we need a 3rd item. Let's run back over here. Hallway for +1 key. There. Our allowance went up. Got another gem. All good things. The corridor, which we might as well go through to the other end of it. Let's put in the storeroom. I'm getting nervous about not having keys. Another coin. And we'll do the bunk room. Our allowance is raised twice. Okay. Now we got to go to the other side of the building, though. Get a this, we do have to go through the chapel. Okay. Grab those keys. We've got 7 gems, which is not enough to buy a... Wait, we already have a shovel. I need to buy one. We could buy more gems, but we already have 15 gems. That's honestly probably more than we will spend. And we're going to have to go with the passageway, even though it's a waste, because otherwise the day is over. So that sucks, but here's the boiler room. Let's get our power going. Okay. I'll take the extra allowance and extra steps. And we got a magnifying glass out of it. Magnifying glass plus metal detector is burning glass. We've seen that before, but we need ways to use the burning glass. Westwing Hall has more exits, therefore more opportunities for us to draft more rooms. Okay. I want to put in the library, but putting it in there is just stupid. Let's do the office. We can spread gold through the estate if we want, but there's very little that we can actually spend the gold on at this point. Billiard room for some keys. Didn't I set the security to high? Why am I not seeing any high security doors? Okay. 3, and that I think means squared is 9. 4 squared is 16. 3 squared divided by 9 is 1. Okay, the math puzzles are starting to get tricky. However, you can always brute force the math puzzles. Room. All right. Patio would be nice. Kitchen we don't really need. Terrace would be cool. All of them would end our day. It's gonna go with the gymnasium. Fortunately, we've built up quite a few steps, so do the patio. And I'm pretending that it's a big decision, but it's really not. If you're wondering why there wasn't a gem in it this time, it's because it spreads gems to all of them, but with the conference room in place, all of those gems are going to be in the conference room. But that's okay. We didn't put it in for the gems. Mechanarium. We've got a few mechanical rooms in place. Let's see what we get. Okay, well, this one's on a kitty wampus angle. Oh ho. Ho ho. We opened the antechamber. Guys, we can do this. And the library leads right to it. Okay, that's great. Guys, to continue up, you must go down. The basement key. Do we even care anymore? Like, what the rest of this... Well, yeah, there's a treasure map involved. Rumpus room. Okay. What do we get? What do we get? What do we get? What do we get? I'm excited. Show me what we got. Treasure chest. Ooh, it contains 40 gold. Okay. Well, we might as well insert a coin in Zatara here, or whatever his name is. Okay. The question is, do I want to continue, or do I want to just... You know what? I can continue after. after. Which way do I go? Straight down. Wood-fired pizza, and I don't have a furnace, but that's okay because I don't want a furnace. 20 extra steps. More than enough to get me to where I'm going. Okay. Buy out their gems just because. What the heck? I'll use a key on this trunk. And there's our gems. Okay. Now, what can I make here? I can make burning glass. Let's make that before we go down, because there is a room down there that... I went the wrong way. It's this way. Okay. Surprising that the metal detector still works as a metal detector after that. All right. Enough horsing around. I do believe we have enough steps to do this. Special keys, the basement key. And we go across the way here. Still got to figure out what that little gap down there is, but okay. All right. I think that was correct. From what I remember. This is definitely not what I remember. And there's a nothing over there. Well, poo. We can take as long as we want solving this. It's all one room, so we're not losing steps. Okay. This time I got it. We go over here, we go over here, we run past the boxes, and now we're at another doohickey, we spin it around. Okay. Into the underpass. Through the gate. Oh yeah, there's that red door down here that we can't open. Well. Okay. That's our way to room 46. I'm going to take a brief detour to use the burning glass to do a thing. Down that side passage is where that red room is that I was talking about earlier. But doesn't matter right now. Okay, we've still got 39 steps. That should still be plenty. Even with losing 2. To the gymnasium. Like, seriously, we're gonna have to drain that down to a lower level so we can see what's down there. Okay. Now, like I said, I'm going to briefly go in here. Because we've got the burning glass. Foreman's Log 20 from 1915. After waiting the better part of 3 weeks for the equipment to be carefully hoisted down the cliffside one piece at a time, the wait is finally over. Today we begin our formal foray into the mountain and begin excavation of the first tunnel, the first of many. To prevent future delays, Thomas Sinclair has generously volunteered to install a freight lift to facilitate both personnel transport. However, After seeing his ornate designs, one can't help but feeling the Baron's delicate taste might be better suited for the ballroom crowd. Regardless of the particulars, I'm sure my crew won't object to riding down the tunnels in fashionable style. Oh, that leads to back to the precipice. Okay. So that opens up a pathway to the precipice. Awesome. Wrong way. 37 steps. 36. 35. Up the well, up the well. 34. 33. Still got plenty of steps. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's go there first. Through here. Yeah, I knew it. We have plenty of steps. Here we go, guys.
There was once a red prince who sat on a red throne. He had a red crown made of rubies and a red castle made of stone. The prince had a love for all things red. It's the only true color, the prince often said. He could not stand the sight of a canary or a crow. He could not stand the white of a swan in the snow. And he never looked up for fear of the view. He had heard that the sky was not a red hue. He didn't see the birds or the changing of the leaves.
Oh, this is different. She's not just reading
He
Red
never saw
Prince.
the sights of life's many symphonies. He couldn't see beyond the red shade he was aware. He never caught a glimpse of the world I had to share. But one day the prince saw something new.
So that's the end of the game, but this kind of game really doesn't have an ending. You can continue to play for as long as you want. Days will continue. You can keep going. There's some new rooms that are unlocked, like the Mount Holly gift shop is unlocked by beating the game. I don't know if I'm going to continue streaming this. Let me know if you want to see more of it. There's still lots of content to find. But I might want to move on to other games at this point. So, yeah, let me know. This is a lot of fun, though. There's still, like I said, stuff to do. You can actually get into room 46 on subsequent playthroughs, and you can actually collect that blue crown. There's some other content as well. There are rooms that we've never seen, rooms that we've never even had an opportunity to draft. They've never come up in our draft pool. This is actually the first time I've ever beaten the game without having the foundation present. And we've never seen the foundation. It's a room in the house that just hasn't come up for us. So but excellent game. Definitely one of my favorites. And I can think of no better way to end the stream and end the video than to end with us successfully finding room 46. So there we are, Mount Holly, our new home. Lots of bedrooms. Yeah, new rooms 1, the Mechanarium. Let's save and quit. So yeah, that's Blueprints. Let me know if you want to see more of it. There's definitely more to see. And until next time, guys, we'll see ya.